अभी तो तुमने बोला I was seeing other people but I would go back to him. तुमको अब याद नहीं आ रहा है. तुमको अब याद नहीं आ रहा है.
Koffee with Karan is making headlines again, and definitely not for the right reason. The first promotional segment featuring Karan Johar in conversation with Deepika Padukone and Ranveer Singh has taken the internet by storm. In this segment, Deepika openly discussed her relationship with others, and it seemed like borderline glorification of adultery. Something Ranveer was clearly not impressed with. But this isn't about the controversial statements made by the actress or the way these three used a chat show to mimic the Western decadence in their conversations. The problem at hand is the glaring double standard that exists when it comes to such discussions from both the makers of the show and the audience that watches or discusses it. Why is it that when Deepika speaks candidly about a relationship, some people even attempt to justify it, while similar comments from individuals like Hardik Pandey or maybe even Ranbir Kapoor are instantly labeled as regressive or problematic? So welcome everyone, and today we shall discuss the glaring double standards in these cases and why it is essential to examine why certain individuals face criticism while others seemingly get a free pass. The upcoming season of Koffee with Karan is stirring up quite the controversy. And it all started with a clip featuring Deepika Padukone sharing her views on casual dating, her husband and fellow actor Ranveer being present all along. She laid it threadbare, discussing how she casually dated other people before getting into a committed relationship with Ranveer Singh. Deepika's candid confession rang out loud and clear during the episode. She said, "There was no commitment as such. Even if we're technically allowed to see other people, we would just keep coming back to each other." Her honesty sparked a frenzy of reactions online. Some fans applauded her for being real, while others didn't hold back from shaming her for her past choices. This has left social media in a state of division, and it's pretty obvious why. But let's rewind our clocks to 2019 when a similar situation unfolded on the very same show. Cricketers Hardik Pandya and KL Rahul were the guests, and Hardik didn't mince words about his playboy lifestyle. But were we all this understanding and open for discussion back then? Not a slightest chance. In fact, most of us were ready to pounce on Hardik, branding his actions as cheap, attention-seeking, misogynistic, and the list of accusations seemed endless. Which, by the way, were partially true as well. So here's the crux of the matter. Despite being idiotic or even problematic, why is Deepika's candid talk deemed acceptable while Hardik's was not? Is this not hypocrisy in its purest form? These questions need answers. The disparity in how we react to these scenarios reflect a broader societal issues. One that is deeply rooted in our perceptions of gender, celebrity status, and personal choices. The double standards shown here is as clear as day. When Deepika opens up about her pre-committed relationship days, some applaud her as a symbol of honesty and women empowerment. Yet, when Hardik did the same, he found himself under a barrage of criticism and condemnation. It's a rather perplexing and bizarre contradiction to say the least. Deepika added to the intrigue by revealing that she wasn't initially keen on a committed relationship with Ranveer and they were cool with seeing other people, igniting curiosity about whether they were caught in a situationship or not. For those unfamiliar with the term, a situationship refers to a state between a committed relationship and something more than friendship. This concept has garnered attention in recent times and is often likened to an open relationship, or maybe in other words, friends with benefits. But let's not stop there. When Alia Bhatt recently revealed about Ranbir Kapoor's preference for Alia without heavy makeup, the very so-called intellectuals who champion privacy and consent decided to brand the relationship as toxic. They went a step further, comparing Ranbir to the fictional character Kabir Singh and labeling him as the mascot of toxic masculinity. It makes you wonder if these feminists have even heard of the concept of not poking your nose into others' affairs. Because I'm sure they didn't, and even if they knew such a thing, they wouldn't even try. When Deepika shares her personal experiences, she is celebrated for her openness. But when Hardik did the same, he was met with criticism and even suspension from the cricket team. Why? Shouldn't we either critical of both or not be critical at all? It brings to mind the wise question once asked by Raju Bhai.
ये भेदभाव क्यों?
Why the swift commendation for one individual and the instant condemnation for another? Is it because one is a popular actress while the other is just a cricketer? Or is it a classic case of gender bias where society celebrates a woman's revelations no matter how obnoxious or disgusting and vilifies a man even if he is not actually guilty of the offense? These disparities in our reactions to similar situations reflect a broader societal issue. Our perceptions of gender, celebrity status, and personal choices come into play here. It's high time we peel back the layers of these double standards and engage in a candid conversation about why it persists and how it impacts the society.